Oh, fuck. 2020 is over, and there are so many games that are left untalked about. I've primarily stuck to talking about Nintendo games this year, and that's not on purpose. There were plenty of games I really wanted to talk about this year, but just never got the chance to. Like, I scripted videos for them, but for some reason or another, all of those videos either fell through or are just not finished yet. But either way, it's time to make up for that. You see, while everyone is doing their top 10 lists of the best and worst games that came out this year, I'm in a bit of a pickle. There are so many games that come out every year that are perfectly serviceable, and I want to talk about them, but they just aren't good enough or bad enough to be put on any of the top 10 lists. That's why on this channel, we don't just do the top 10 best, worst, and mediocre games of the year. Instead, I will be reviewing every game that I played in 2020. Then we could talk about what my favorite games of the year were. Here are the rules. In order for a game to appear on this list, I have to have played it enough to form an opinion, even if that opinion is just a first impression. DLC that came out for existing games this year is eligible for review. For my sake, for the release date's sake, and because Cyberpunk didn't come out until December, I will be dividing this video into 4 parts, with a possible epilogue at the end depending on how things go. I'm covering games based on release order. Each part will contain 3 months worth of stuff, and when I'm done covering everything, I will make a top 5 list of the ones I thought were the best. But I will not be doing a worst list. I have limited money and don't go out of my way to play bad games. A lot of the games I played this year I enjoyed, and there aren't enough of the games I didn't to fill a top 5 list. Remakes, ports, sequels, and collections are all eligible for this list, as long as it had a release in 2020. And finally, at the end of each game, I will be giving a rating of either play, test, or skip. These are pretty straightforward. Play means I'm confident enough in what I played to recommend it to people. Test means I either like something that doesn't really have a wide enough appeal to recommend, or it wasn't up my alley, but it's okay enough that I know that someone out there will really like it. So wait for a sale, rent it, or go to that ever-present friend's house and play it for yourself to see if it's your thing. The test rating will not apply to DLC for obvious reasons. And finally, there is skip. It's skip. Do not bother. Do not look at this game. Do not play this game. Do not even give it the time of day. Okay, we all good? Awesome. Like I said, some of these selections will be first impressions, as I don't always have time to see every game I play till the end. I at least did my research on all of these titles, so I will know if I missed something super important, and those games have been left off the list. But yeah, played enough of these games to get the idea, and I went online to see if that idea was correct. I'll always have the chance to make follow-up videos to correct any mistakes or give further thoughts on games I wanted to go more in depth with. So, without further ado, away we go. Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore. A niche Wii U game that was hated on launch and gained a cult following due to its surprisingly in-depth combat system now gets a second chance to shine on the Switch. So what do I think about it? It's pretty fun. The whole game is about chaining combos together. This is a turn-based RPG where every party member has attacks that can be chained with other party members, and then those attacks can be chained. Also, you could switch your party members out on the fly, encouraging really in-depth strategies that focus on which combination of members is strongest at that moment. You basically have your entire team at your disposal at any given moment, which allows for really dynamic and flexible combinations. My biggest complaint with this game, however, is actually the story. It's perhaps some of the most generic shit possible, but where it really falls apart are the characters. Think of a group of generic anime character templates, and you'll probably find a few of these characters in that pile. You have the wannabe hero character. You have the klutzy and excitable girl who always wants to do her best. Oh, but the worst one of these has to be the main character. Now, there is no definitive right way to make a character relatable, as everyone relates to different things, but there is a wrong way. When writing a video game, you have a lot of perks that just aren't available in other mediums. Key among them is the ability to portray emotion through gameplay. It's a thing that few games try, but could add a lot to the experience if you're willing to go that extra mile and put that in there. If you're not willing to go all in on that idea, the least you could do is have the feelings of the player reflected in the character. This is why characters like Dante are so cool, because most of the shit you see him do in cutscenes you can do in gameplay, and you really feel like a badass when you do them, which makes the snark at the end of a sequence feel really empowering.
Don't bet on it.
This is not that. And it really should have been. It is so jarring to pull off flashy energetic combos in a boss fight, only to leave the Idoliasphere and realize I'm playing as a guy who couldn't give two shits about the thing he just did, and doesn't even really know if he wants to be there to begin with. I played a lot of RPGs this year. A lot of RPGs this year. All of them better than Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, which is a shame because this game is one good team of writers away from being one of the strongest games I played this year. If the team behind the Persona games, or Like a Dragon, wrote this, then it would have been the coolest shit ever, but they didn't, and it's just okay. If you really want a JRPG with an interesting turn-based battle system and you don't mind a bland story, then give this game a look. I was grinning ear to ear while pulling off these combos on bosses. Not as consistently and as obnoxiously as Like a Dragon, but it still was a good time. Test. Devil May Cry 3 Switch Edition. Devil May Cry 3 is... Okay, real talk, do you really need me to tell you to play this game? Just play it. For the love of God, play it! Devil May Cry 3 is the game that really defined what character action games would become going forward. Bayonetta, God of War, Heavenly Sword, Castlevania Lords of Shadow, No More Heroes. Many games would try to take the throne that DMC claimed for itself, but Devil May Cry was the king back then, and it still is today. This game has so much that it neatly fits into a tiny package. This game can be beaten in 8 hours, but it will take you years to fully master the mechanics. Dante and Virgil are two of the most capable characters in video game history, and the Switch port only made that more apparent. They took what was arguably one of the best PS2 games that could be played in a billion different ways, and they added fucking more. Now, instead of being locked to 2 weapons and a style for each level, you have your entire kit at your disposal. This game is built like a fighting game where the whole premise is just training your own skills until you have a complete mastery over it and its mechanics. And now you have all of those tools to play with at the same time. It adds so many more layers to an already densely packed game. Play. Mega Man Zero. Released as part of the Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection. Why only the first Mega Man Zero and not the whole collection? Because these games are fucking hard, man. Which is exactly why I love them. I didn't exactly get around to the others in the collection, mainly because I want to beat them in order, and I'm still on the first one. Why is it taking me so long to beat the first game, you ask? Well, this game handles lives in a weird way. When you get a game over, your lives don't actually replenish, so after you restart the level and die again, you have to do the entire level all over again. Keep in mind, this has the challenge that the Mega Man games are known for. So you're going to be restarting levels a lot, especially if it's your first time. I put the game down for a while, wondering if there was a way around this little problem, because I don't want to just skip 0-1, and lo and behold, there was. The collection actually comes with a save assist feature that you could toggle on and off in the options menu. And with that problem gone, I'm free to enjoy this game without any issues, and holy shit, this game is amazing! The boss fights are also cinematic and intense despite being originally a Game Boy Advance title. The action is so quick and satisfying, and the music sounds like this!
Hey, want to listen to some tunes?
I'm scared. I'm moving on.
I even love the little details, like Zero's serious and determined walk, to the way he casually slices down enemies with his Z-Saber. I love the design of all of these bosses. They all look super cool. Enemies are rocking bigger health bars than they were in X, so actually taking them down is a lot more satisfying. The only thing I'll say I don't really like about this game is the cyber elf system. I'm almost at the end of my playthrough, and the only ones I really find myself using are the ones that restore your health or the ones that make item drops more common. I want to say I like the way that the X games handled it better with heart tanks, armor upgrades, and sub-tanks being findable throughout the levels, but I haven't actually experimented with this system and explored it too deeply, so there might be something I'm missing. Other than that, it's a solid game, and if the other games in this collection are this good, then it's well worth the price of entry for the full collection. Play. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. No joke, I've actually been scripting a review of this game since it came out. Things have gotten in the way, of course, but I'm still scripting it, and I'm still gonna release that review because this game is that fucking good. I played the original Red Rescue Team as a kid shortly after it came out. It was actually the first game where I found myself enjoying the story. I thought if anything, that part of the game wouldn't hold up as well as it did because, well, it was my first, and I was a kid back then, and I've played so many other games since then. It holds up. Oh fuck, does it hold up. I think this might just be my favorite written Pokemon game. Keep in mind, I haven't actually played the Explorers games since I was a little kid, so I might be singing similar praise when I decide to revisit those, or when a remake comes out. But I was really surprised at how much of this game actually got me. Your partner in this game is an actual character. You get to see them get excited over forming a rescue team with you. You get to see them sad at the prospect of losing you. You get to see them shout down Team Meanies or throw down with Team ACT for coming after you. I legit could not get enough of this guy. The game does a really good job at developing the friendship between the player character and their partner. It's not like modern Pokemon games in the main series where you just want your rival to leave you the fuck alone for 10 seconds. No, you actually feel the fact that whoever you chose as your partner has your back. When the whole town casts you out as a fugitive, by the way, that's a plot point in this game, proving my point in the last video about how Pokemon truly is one of the best sandboxes ever, but I digress. When that happens, they don't hesitate to go on the run with you. You mean everything to this little guy, and it really shows. You really feel that throughout the game. Don't even get me started at that scene at the end of the main campaign. Oh, by the way, spoilers for some of the events of the main campaign. This story is more character-driven and is largely carried by the way the characters react to the events going on around them. In fact, the scene I'm about to describe only holds so much weight because of all of the time you and your partner spent together, and all of the time you spent with these characters in general. But for those of you who haven't played the game yet and want to, or just don't want to be spoiled, skip to this part of the video. Okay? We good? Awesome. So after you fight the final boss Rayquaza and get him to destroy the meteor, you are pulled aside by Gardevoir. She basically tells you that your mission is over and it's time for you to return to the human world. You kind of know by this point that your time with your partner was limited, but it still feels sudden. As the town celebrates in the foreground, your body starts to glow and your spirit is lifted away. After all of the stuff that you and your partner have been through in this game, after going on the run as a fugitive, after building your base, after taking down legendary Pokemon, Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, Groudon, and even Rayquaza, it's finally time for you to leave this world behind. There are tears from everyone, but none hit as hard as the ones from your partner as he begs you not to leave. I'm going to be honest, I knew all of this was going to happen. I know how this game ends. It's one of the few details that remained in my mind after my first playthrough back in 06, but when watching this scene again in HD and with the new art style, I sat in silence, almost brought to tears at this. I know you don't actually go away at the end of it, but seeing all of this emotion, I just wanted to reach through the screen and hold on tight to that little Pikachu I chose to be my partner and tell him that I didn't want to go either. This game does a great job of setting up this feeling of normalcy, building this community, this close-knit town, and then pulling all of that away from you for dramatic impact. Twice. It's a very simple story, but one that's told very well through the lens of its characters. And the best part? I have things to praise that aren't the story. This game looks so beautiful! They're going with a new art style for this game, and it really makes the world feel alive. A lot of Rescue Team DX's story is sold by the animation, such as the facial animations and the way characters react to things. It's something that I hope they bring back for future entries or remakes in this series. My absolute favorite part of this game is that there's just so much to do once you've beaten it. This game's post-game is longer than the main story. I have 60 hours in this game, and I'm not even close to done yet. The main story is only 20 hours long, by the way. This truly is one of the most expansive worlds in a Pokemon game, and the world really opens up once you've beaten the game. I love how certain challenge areas open up, like Purity Forest and Wish Cave, which actually reduce your level to like level 5, and you have to go through the dungeon leveling up as you go. among other just 99 floor dungeons that don't do that but are still really challenging nonetheless. It's basically all of the complaints I have about the main series being too easy answered in this spin-off game. Like, I'm serious, everybody wants a super open world Breath of the Wild style Pokemon game, and I'm just sitting here like, nah man, all we need is a solid art style and lots of post-game areas and challenges. I think I've gone on enough about this game for now. There's still 2 more games I have to cover for this video, and this game already took up 3 entire pages of the script. There's a lot more I can say about this game, enough to fill entire videos, and believe me, I want to. But for now, I'll just end this section by saying that I'm sad that we never actually got a full Mystery Dungeon anime series. The specials that they showed off were super charming, especially the stuff with Team Go-Getters. When I was a kid, I watched that episode so many times on YouTube. The low quality, uploaded in 3 parts with the fight scene at the end missing kind of old school. I watched that and liked it. That's how you know I was dedicated. I'm glad that these specials were at least preserved with the release of Super Mystery Dungeon, but I just want more. I just wish there were more. Even if it's fan-made, somebody should definitely make a full animated Mystery Dungeon style series. Play. And by the way, this is not a request. This is a demand. I want more games like this, and that won't happen unless you, all of you out there, play this game. Show Nintendo where the money is! I understand, okay, a lot of good games came out around this time, like this is around the time that Animal Crossing came out, and like everybody was excited for Animal Crossing, but you don't know what you're missing, man. This game is fantastic. This is where the year, like, really started to pick up in terms of games, and I know a lot of people slept on it. A lot of people slept on Mystery Dungeon, and I forgive you for sleeping on this game, and you can make it up to me by buying this game now. Buy it, play it, love it like I did. Please! Are we clear? Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal is good. Really good, and I wish there was more I could say about it. It's an action shooter, and we really don't get enough of those. It controls really nicely, it avoids a lot of the trappings of traditional FPS games, such as regenerating health bars, that encourage slower gameplay that focuses on taking cover and waiting. There isn't a whole lot of downtime between set pieces, so it's just back-to-back moments of the stuff you love. Finding weapons and upgrades are really cool because they actually change the way you think about encounters, instead of being a slightly better version of the machine gun you found 3 levels ago. I never actually played the first Doom. Well, I never actually played the first Doom remake, the one that came out in 2016. I never actually played that one. So I don't really know how well this holds up to that, but it's definitely worth playing. And I definitely enjoyed it nonetheless. It's definitely worth putting in the 20 hours to beat the main campaign. And it's probably on sale now, so, like, there is no excuse to not pick this up. Play. And I don't feel I need to push this one as hard, because it's going to get a threequel no matter what I say. Persona 5 Royal... What? Alright, fine. You're probably wondering why I'm not talking about this game. Well, I didn't actually play this game upon release. I got it as a Christmas gift. I haven't actually started playing it yet, and even if I did, it doesn't really have a standard progression system. I can't just crack a few cold ones and marathon this game well into the night as I can with other games. Like, I've heard talk that this game doesn't really get good until you've spent a month's worth of actual real-life days checking up on it and doing tasks, so I'm not going to talk about this one yet. Like I said, I have it, so I'll definitely try to make a video about it in the future, but for now, it wouldn't be right to talk about it, not just yet. Persona 5 Royal. This review is going to be kind of neutered, because I can't talk about the new shit just yet. 1, because it's very spoilery, and 2, because I actually haven't gotten to it yet. But I did finish a run of the original Persona 5 right before this game came out, so I have some grounds to talk about it on. Persona 5 was already my favorite game of 2017. It's that kind of game you could easily lose yourself in. This and Mystery Dungeon were my 2 quarantine games. The thing I love about Persona 5 is once I was done, I almost immediately wanted to go back. This game does a fantastic job of balancing plot-heavy sections where you do your jobs as Phantom Thieves with the quiet nights of Shibuya as you study for a test, work a job, hang out with your friends, or just make coffee. I think what really sells it for me is the music. It does a great job of immersing you in the world. From the hustle and bustle of Tokyo daylight to the soothing beneath the mask. to the intense and dramatic rivers in the desert that plays every time you fight a boss. You even have a casino theme that's upbeat and insidious, showing that the bright, colorful palace is hiding something dark and manipulative. And god damn it, why is this song so addicting? It's like being in an actual casino! The Persona series has always had a satisfying and addicting gameplay loop, and that's partly due to how certain parts of the game don't overstay their welcome. The dungeons are all uniquely themed around the characters that they're based on and how they see the world. Like, you have this one that's based on the twisted mind of a perverted gym teacher, and the students are literally slaves in his castle, and you find out that he's running them ragged in the metaverse just as he pushes them to their absolute limit in the real world with no regard for their physical or mental health, even to the point of driving someone to attempt suicide with no care or concern about it whatsoever. Persona 5 is an amazing game, and I really cannot wait to dive deep into the new mechanics and extras in Royal. If this is the best version of a game that is that good, well then that's all I need to say about that, now is it? Play. And that's going to do it for part 1 of this list. I hope you enjoyed the video. This was an interesting experiment. It's been something I've been thinking about since before I started this channel, and seeing it come to life has been really exciting. It's that feeling of finally doing something you've always wanted to do. This is a formula I'm still working on, however. I definitely want to do one of these next year, and my plan for that is to start scripting this now, while I do part 2. So I can get my opinions on these games while I play them, instead of after the fact. For those of you who are wondering why I didn't cover the Smash DLC for Byleth just yet, it's because I will be talking about all the Smash characters in one section at the end of the roundup. This is all because the final character of the year was released in December, and I want to do it all at once because it's easier and more convenient that way. I haven't really put much time into Byleth, Min Min, or Sephiroth, and this gives me the chance to do so. Also, just as a heads up, my next video will not be part 2. The reason for this is because we are nearing the 1-year anniversary of this channel, and I would like to do something special for that. I'm thinking the video I want to do is a top 10 list of my favorite Pokemon. That's subject to change, but for now, that's what the plan is. Anyway, if you like this video, you know what to do. Stay safe out there, and I will see you for the anniversary special.